Over a year ago now, I started reviewing one of my least favourite games of all time, Sonic Forces. It took me over a year because I just dislike it that much. This is part 3 of my in-depth dunk on this dumpster fire, so I recommend watching parts 1 and 2 first, but who am I to make you? I'm not your mum. I'm not done beating this dead horse. We got one more part to get through, so let's keep ragging on a 7-year-old game, shall we? You might notice that I haven't spoken about this game's plot in a while. It's because there isn't one. Like, nothing is going on. Genuinely. There are so many of these stupid little text segments and no cutscenes. It's an insane choice for a 3D platformer like this. This needs to be consumed by kids. They don't want to read text. Otherwise they'll be reading books. They're on TikTok all day. They can't read. This is Sonic. I'm meant to be on a fast-paced adventure. But with these visual novel parts, it feels like I'm playing Persona. But even in Persona, I get to see what's happening. These are just floating, emotionless heads chatting absolute nonsense, and it bores me to death. Snack the Chug distracted Eggman in the last stage, somehow, so Sonic is breaking into Chemical Plant to find the computer room. I don't know why. Everyone just keeps telling me to find the computer room. It feels like I'm playing Shadow the Hedgehog.
Find the computer room!
I'd rather be playing Shadow the Hedgehog. Modern Sonic's trip to Chemical Plant turns out to be a bit of a mess. The first half of the stage is just mindless rail grinding. There's nothing to do other than going left or right, but then the second half of the level actually does something somewhat interesting. These platforms get moved by moving water pillars, and you have to adjust your platforming around the timing of the platforms moving and the timing of the water. This is a fun concept to introduce a new way you can interact with your environment, but unfortunately, this is Sonic Forces. So once the concept is introduced, it never gets expanded upon, it never changes the timing or the shape of the platforms. It doesn't even give you many scary jumps over bottomless pits to raise the stakes. It's disappointing. I'm aware I'm not being the most positive, but that's only going to get worse as the rodent of misery and pain makes his unfortunate and unwanted return. This level, featuring the bane of my existence, is about alternating platforms that look dangerous to step on, despite being completely safe, as well as these launch stations that make you wait in a game about going fast. Yes, you heard me correctly, the game makes you wait stationary for about 3 seconds, before 10 seconds of doing absolutely nothing while we do pointless loops, to end up 5 meters from where we first started. Classic Sonic, you are pure joy. 2 out of 10, would not classic Sonic again. Lore update with the story, somehow, Classic running around the Death Egg destroyed it? And then Amy, who's in this game by the way, tells us that doing this weakened the Phantom Ruby. Why? Infinite has the ruby. Infinite is made of the ruby. So what has that got to do with the Death Egg? Infinite is on Earth, and we just weakened him by destroying something from Star Wars in space. I swear for the plot of this game, they just spun a wheel, threw a dart, and went with whatever it landed on. Not only is Amy somehow in this game, but I forgot Orbot and Cubot were here too. It's so odd, because Eggman in this game is acting so threatening. They play him so straight, he isn't funny at all. He's played as seriously as one of the Peaky Blinders. So when he's bouncing off the comical, funny shape robots, it's just really awkward. Especially because Eggman already has Infinite to bounce off, so why are you here? Proper generic boost corridor Sonic level here. If you don't hold left on these turns, you just die. My thumb was holding on for dear life. And you'll never guess what. Somehow, between stages 23 and 24, there is a major plot development. Infinite sends us to null space, an empty purple void that is full of infinite nothing. Amazing potential for a crazy, trippy level with some absolutely mental level design. Anyway, we fail one QuickTime event and we make it out of null space. And then we play a level that looks completely identical to the one we just played. Like, I'm not even joking. At this point, it's actually funny. This game is so allergic to doing anything new, doing anything creative, that it even introduces a new concept and goes, psych, I'm not actually doing that. I swear to God, I'm slowly going insane. Also, when we come back, How did Knuckles know we disappeared? He wasn't there. He isn't even in the city. Is he omnipotent? The main theme of the game plays in this level as we escape null space, and I gotta admit, that's pretty cool. It's tropey, and yeah, it would have gone crazy if escaping null space actually meant something, but my dumb brain just can't help but love this. It's like when the opening plays in the last second of the anime, it just scratches an itch that I can't resist. Speaking of the main theme of this game, Fist Bump is pretty decent. It's definitely not the best Sonic song, but it's solid enough. The lyrics aren't great, but the singer is having so much fun that his charisma just carries.
Together we can show the world what we can do. You are next to me and I'm next to you. Pushing on through until the battle's won. No one's gonna give nothing to us. Into each other we put our trust. Standing united after the fight.
This level, despite the null space disappointment, is one of the best in the game. It utilizes both Sonic and the OC well for a duo level, and the music is really cool. It's a very low bar, but this is certainly best in class.
Maybe he'd have more friends if he didn't talk about himself in the third person.
What sort of reaction is that to a joke? He didn't know how to react, he just did his default emote. And no one reacts like this was weird. I wish I could do this to people. With no build-up whatsoever, it's time for the Avengers Endgame-esque final act to begin. I shit you not, we just cut to it. And Jesus Christ, for the final battle, this lacks any sort of impact. These cutscenes are so funny. It's literally just the most stiff combat animations against an army of copy and pasted models. Like, I can see this game's tiny budget everywhere. From visual novel sections telling most of the story, to the fact that 95% of the characters in the final battle are copy and pasted. I genuinely believe the only reason they gave Infinite the power set he has is so they could do this shit. Why are the soldiers just standing there? And these pre-rendered scenes look so crunchy. I'm actually at a loss with the presentation of this game. It is piss poor. At least Rouge is bad as hell though. If you look like this, DM me. Anyway, Infinite uses the black materia to summon Meteor, or something. Honestly, I don't care anymore. And our next level begins. At least this level, for what it's worth, creates the feeling of a finale. It's a tower climbing platformer gauntlet that sees the OC slowly ascend up the level to destroy the giant sun Infinite made during the cutscene. It's a cool idea for a level with decent level design. It still feels like Mario Maker, but that's expected by now. Somehow, Snack the Shark turns into Prime Bulls MJ and dunks a fake Ruby into the fucking sun, thus destroying it. Honestly, I'm down for whatever at this point, that rocks. This was Eggman's plan, by the way. He wanted the sun to hit the ground, which would have killed everyone, which would have killed him. He has stood directly under it. Man was fully prepared to top himself. Eggman, are you okay, buddy? Next level time, and it takes us back to modern Sonic, and yeah, it's alright. This level is one downward slope, so if you jump and boost, you just kinda break the whole thing in half. And I know I've complained a lot about the enemies waiting to be bowled over, but these ostrich enemies are the worst culprit of waiting to be bowled over. They run away from you! They pose no threat, they cannot hurt you! And after that, it's time to fight Infinite again. The supposed final encounter with our new big bad. What epic encounter has the game got in store for us? I mean, we fought him on a giant snake earlier. Our final encounter with Perfect Chaos was the whole city sunken underwater. We fought Dark Gaia at the core of the planet, so surely they have something amazing in store. Oh. It's a copy and paste of the boring Metal Sonic fight, but with Infinite instead. That's it. That's the big finale for this character. The OC isn't even here this time, for the exact same fight earlier that he was here for, proving that he was there for no reason. The devs literally pressed Ctrl-C and Ctrl-V so much to the point that once again, I can just stop and so will he. Some of these attacks, man. Look at this X move. I can just boost, press nothing else, and I dodge it perfectly. Oh well. At least Snuck joins us to serve no purpose at all. One more QTE to finish, I literally put my controller down, and we still won. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is it. that's Infinite. I thought, when I first played this game, that he was going to come back and be our final boss in his cool final form, like Perfect Chaos, Metal Overlord, you know, he's going to go crazy into his Eldritch Horror form, but no. That's all, folks. The big bad who was heavily hyped before the launch of this game is just gone. Like that. Let that sink in. This is the final Infinite fight. It was a copy and paste of a bad fight earlier. He was so disappointing. He didn't even go out with a whimper. I've had farts more climactic than this. During the time it's taken me to make these videos, Shadow Generations got announced and released. I need to hurry up, huh? And I was kinda disappointed not to see Infinite make an appearance in that game. As the Shadow DLC shows us, Infinite is closely tied to Shadow, so it would have been cool to have a boss fight against him in Shadow Generations. It wouldn't have done loads for his character, but a cool fight would have at least given him a tiny bit of aura, which he just severely lacks in this game. While we're on the topic of Shadow Generations, by the way, it just embarrasses this game in every way possible. There's a Forces level in Shadow, and it would 100% be the best level in this game, and it just shows the wasted potential we had. I mean, look at this! Look at Shadow weaving through the robots. You never do this in this game once. Shadow is moving like a prime Captain Levi, yet the original game is so stiff. It hurts to see what we could have had. Next up, fortunately, it's the last time we get to play as Classic Sonic. I'm so fed up with him, I couldn't even come up with a name. Just joking, of course I could. This is our last time playing as the... And in classic tradition, this sucks and is probably the worst level in the game. This level has an auto-scroller section, which I can only describe as AIDS, especially with these damn controls. Classic Sonic falls like he's morbidly obese. You die for no reason and you have to play the whole thing again. It's shit. This level has no plot relevance, by the way. At least Sonic and Snark were doing something. Sonic was running to Infinite and Snark was stopping the sun and then getting to Infinite. Classic Sonic just has a level, so he has something to do. What's the point? I can't wait to never see this little shit again. Stage 29 is our final traditional level, and it's strange. Most of these final levels have been the best the game has to offer, and this one starts with a sidestepping segment. I've got no issue with the segment itself. It's pretty cool, but for some reason the sidestepping in this level and this level alone is really delayed and sticky. It's only here, and it's so frustrating. There's this kind of like mini boss fight in this stage where we need to turn off the Phantom Ruby generators. With each one we take out, the hazards get more and more. It's pretty cool. It's kind of crazy that this is one of the best bosses in the game, and it's not even a boss, it's just a random machine. Eggman's internet router is one of the best bosses in the game. Dear God. And just quickly, I thought we weakened the Phantom Ruby, and then we killed Infinite. So, why is the Phantom Ruby still working? Anyway, who cares about that? One more failed QTE for the road, eh? So, after all the suffering I've put myself through, this is it. It's the final boss time. This final boss has 3 phases, and the first one is okay. It's classic Sonic, but it's pretty decent. Good job! I still hate you. It's a bit like the Egg Dragoon, but the platform breaks beneath your feet, which requires you to think a bit where you're going to go next. Did you hear that? It's the final boss. And it's the first time I've had to think. And the last phase with these disappearing hexagonal platforms while being attacked is quite intense, and I wish this game had more of this tension and difficulty. After the egg goes down, it's time for our true final boss, and I shit you not, it's the same final boss from Sonic Colors and Lost World. Embarrassing. I can't deal with this. This is a fine final boss for Sonic Colors, but to repeat it twice, and it's a really basic fight. And all 3 times it has no supersonic or anything, it's just such a limp ending. Fighters literally dodge the laser, hit Eggman, the end. And at the end of the fight, there's another QTE. I tried to fail this one, and I broke the game. Yeah, that about sums up Sonic Forces. We're just running forward, not getting attacked, no music. Jesus Christ. Right, boss dead, we're at the ending, let me give you the footnotes. Sonic and the OC go their separate ways, and classic Sonic fucking dies. Sonic says we'll see him again. I really hope not. I never want to look at this abomination again in my life. And to all those who think I'm being mean to Classic Sonic, I'm being mean to this Classic Sonic. I'm being mean to the Classic Sonic from another dimension. The one from the past, he's beautiful, he's a sweet baby boy, I love him. The one from another dimension can burn in eternal flames. And that was it. That was the game I had the displeasure of playing. That was Sonic Forces. And according to my footage that features all cutscenes, every level, including time for me to make notes after all 30 levels, that was 2 hours and 35 minutes. 2 hours and 35 minutes. Bearing in mind, I was very tired when I played this game and I filmed all my footage, and I took a break for a poo. And it was still nowhere near 3 hours. Remember that guy who caused a bit of controversy because he bought the game, finished it, and still refunded it because he didn't reach the 2-hour mark, thus was eligible for a Steam refund? I don't know why that was any sort of controversy. This game was full price on launch. For 2 hours of gameplay, it's just not acceptable. I wouldn't play this if this were free. Oh wait, no I did, and I made 3 YouTube videos about it, and what a fool I was. Shout out to my mate Dan, by the way. I like to collect games, I like to physically own the box and keep them all, but I hated this so much that I sold my version I bought on launch day. But he got me a new copy for my birthday, and this time, marked it as the Game of the Year edition. So, thanks to you, I felt the need to replay this game. Cheers. This game blows. It's everything I hate in a game. I obviously think bad games are bad, but there's something about awful garbage that I love. Terrible and broken games are so funny. Yeah, they're awful, and they're not all what you want, but sometimes you just gotta appreciate the beauty of something so inexplicably shit that you can't help but love it. And often in these awful games, you can see what they were trying to do. You can see ambition. But in this, in Sonic Forces, there's nothing. It's the most nothing video game ever made. No ambition, no unique style, no interesting ideas, no reason to exist. Video games are and should be art. This isn't art. This isn't even an attempt at art. This is a product. And I can't often say that about Sonic. Say what you want about this series, but it's certainly always trying new things, sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worst. But not Forces. This game was made to make money, and it was rushed to meet a Christmas launch window, and it's just the worst game because of it. Is this the worst mainline Sonic game? No. Is it my least favourite? Absolutely. Because of what it stands for. Sonic 06 tried to be a good game. It had some crazy ideas and it went for it. Yeah, it missed and it was terrible. But this? It's still terrible. But there's no joy to be had. Sonic 06, you can marvel at what it was trying to do and laugh at what it does wrong. This game, there's just nothing. It's a wonder I've spoken about it for this long. And it had him. So it's automatically worse.
Together we can show the world what we can do.